Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to operate the pan and box brake. The pan and box brake is a general purpose tool for bending and forming sheet metal. It's called a pan and box brake so you can create boxes and make other complex bends. But before we get started, please always make sure to follow all shop safety guidelines and rules.
Let's first learn about the parts and features that make up the box pan and brake. Down here we have the bending leaf apron handle. Here we have the bending leaf apron. Right here we have the angle bar, which is used to support and bend the sheet metal. Here we have the clamping fingers. And up here we have the clamp handles, which we used to lift up and lower the clamping fingers. And over here we have the counterweights. And back here we have what's called the setback knob, which we use to set bend radius. And right here we have the lock nuts, which we use to adjust the gap between the angle bar and the clamping fingers to account for different material thicknesses.
In my class, we make these light switch wall plates just like the one seen here, and we bend each of these four tabs here. We're going to bend them 90 degrees just like we're making a box. So when you want to manufacture a box, or in this case a light switch wall plate, the first thing you want to do, depending upon the size of your box, is remove these clamping fingers, okay? And the clamping fingers can be removed by unscrewing these hex bolts here. So to start bending metal, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and lift the clamping bar handle up, and this will lift the clamping fingers up and create a gap here between the bar angle and your clamping fingers so you can insert your sheet metal. So now go ahead and rest your piece of sheet metal on the angle bar here and slide it so that it's underneath the clamping fingers. Be careful, do not put your fingers underneath here. Okay, then get it in position exactly where you want it and go ahead and lower the clamping handle so that the clamping fingers are resting and clamping your piece of sheet metal. Next, check to make sure your piece of sheet metal is securely clamped and is not loose or moving around. If your work piece of sheet metal is not securely clamped here on the angle bar, you're going to want to loosen or tighten these lock nuts seen here. Okay? Clamping pressure should be adjusted according to the thickness or gauge of the sheet metal. By loosening or tightening the lock nuts here, you can adjust the gap between the angle bar and the clamping fingers to account for different thicknesses or gauges of sheet metal.
For the next step, you're going to want to set your bend radius. To do this, loosen or tighten the setback knob seen here. For large radius bends, you're going to want to turn the setback knob clockwise, which moves the clamping fingers backwards. And the opposite is true. For bends with a smaller, more tighter radius, you're going to want to turn the setback knob counterclockwise, which will move the clamping fingers forward. In this example, I've already set my bend radius exactly where I want it.
So once you have your radius set and your material is clamped, go ahead and now grab the bending leaf handles down below, okay, and go ahead and pull upwards and bend your metal to the desired angle. In this case, I'm bending it to 90 degrees. Okay, go ahead and lower it back down. And I'm not quite at 90, so I'm going to bend it a little bit more. Go ahead and lift your clamping handle up and remove your work piece of sheet metal here and check your bend. In this case, it looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the other three bends. Okay, so I'm going to, once again, lift my fingers up, slide my piece of sheet metal underneath and lower it. Get it exactly where I want it. Okay, pull the handle towards me, come on down here, grab the handle and bend the metal to your desired angle. Okay, lift the handle up, remove your piece of sheet metal. Okay, I'm going to do the other side here. Lift the handle up, remove your piece of sheet metal, do the last metal tab here. And when you're all finished, hopefully you have something like this. That'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.